All right, welcome first graders to the last day of this project. And in today's class time, we are going to take all of our pieces and we are going to put them all together to create a winter landscape. So a lot of us everyone did a really nice job of drawing the trees. Cutting them out was a little bit harder, and I knew it would be hard, and I didn't want to give an alternative because then we wouldn't have spent as much time on the trees cutting them out. But now that they're done, now that you have two trees, you know whether or not they were cut out well, or if you really struggled and your trees don't look anything like trees, then what I want you to do is tear out one of your sheets of paper, and I want you to color on half of it using the color green, and either a light green and a dark green, or I used a dark green and a yellow. All right, so I colored on half of that sheet, and what you're going to do is cut, and you can pause and do that, but you're going to cut this half, you'll recycle, this half you're going to cut, and then turn this way. And what I want you to do is, you'll notice I'm not cutting right in the middle. This side right here is a little bit wider than this side. And I'm going to cut straight up so that I have a almost square, a bigger piece, and then a smaller piece. Okay. Now with that, I'm going to flip these over, and I'll get this other stuff out of the way. And again, this is just a choice. You don't have to do this. But if you struggled with your trees, we can make two triangles, which will become pine trees. Okay. If you did the other trees and you really like your trees, but maybe you only got one that you like and the other one you struggled with, maybe make one pine tree. So you have one of these trees and one pine tree. All right. So you notice we have a small one and we have a larger one. All right. So again, if you struggle with the first trees, make two pine trees. And I'll explain now what to do with those. So we have a lot of different pieces. And now we need to know what to do with them. All right. In this video, I'm only going to do half of the project, and then you'll watch the second video to see the other half because I'm splitting it up for my in-person. So today we have a small hill, a bigger hill, a moon, and then we might have just two of these trees, or we might just have two pine trees, or I'm giving you the choice to have one of these trees and one pine tree. So those are your combinations. We also have our purple and blue sheet that's in our art book. What we're going to do is keep that there, and we are going to put this whole thing together. So I have my metal binding part up on the top, and I'm going to take my biggest hill. So if we look at these, the bigger hill, that's the one we're going to use first. So I'm going to take this one and put it off to the side. Then we're going to glue this one just like this. So what I need to do is slide my project up. I want to take it and I want to flip it over, and I'm going to grab my glue bottle. All right. Now with our glue bottle, whenever we use a glue bottle, we have to open it so that there is space in between the orange and the white. We want to check to see if there's air. If you can't get air out, it's probably not going to work very well. If you can hear air, then that means that you got a better chance of getting the glue to come out. We always put it in between our thumb and our pointer fingers, and then we kind of bring our fingers in, right? And all of our edges are curved. They are curved for a reason that allows the air to come in and then push the glue around and out. Okay, if you hold the glue bottle straight up and down, glue can't come out because the air is stuck all the way up at the top. If you hold it on an angle, so with a curve, you are going to allow air to come in and then also allow the air to push the glue out. And I haven't done anything, and you'll notice that I have a little bit of glue already wanting to come out. All right. So with one hand, I hold on to my paper. With the other hand, I hold on to the glue bottle. Okay. You don't want to use two hands. All you're doing is pushing it out, and you're actually pushing the glue or the air bubble up. And that's what makes it really hard to glue. A lot of people think it's easier that way, but it's actually easier if you follow all of these steps. So one hand holds the paper, the other hand gives a little bit of a squeeze, and then you go at the speed that the glue is coming out. If the glue doesn't come out super fast, then you just have to go a little slower. Right? And I always like to go behind the glue. If I go here and I push into the glue, then I end up with this weird snake trail. So I always like to go away from the glue that I'm putting down. So you'll notice I'm going backwards. And there. So now I have outlined my piece. I have not put any in the inside. That's not important. I just want to have a nice layer around the outside. So now I grab this with two hands, one on the side here, one on the side here. And what I'm going to do is match up the bottom corner, match up this, and now I'm going to press it down. Okay. What you're going to do now is pick one of your trees, okay, and you're going to put it on here so that the bottom of the tree is touching the bottom of your paper. All right. You can put it off to the left side. You can put it off to the right side. Totally up to you. But we're going to glue one tree down in this video. Now, if you are using a pine tree, if you put it all the way down to the bottom, you're going to probably only be able to see this much. So if you're doing a pine tree, put it up higher. So I would probably glue it about there. All right. But if you're doing these trees, these are a lot taller. So with these ones, get it so that you are touching the bottom. Right? So now we want to take these, flip it over, and you're going to glue. Now these are a lot harder, okay? So watch while I do this. I'm going to worry just about the main branches first. And all I'm doing are lines. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put a couple dots on the tips or in the middle of the branches. If it's a really small branch, I'm just going to do dots. So one dot on the end, one dot on the end, one dot on the end. This branch is a little thicker, so it's going to get a couple dots. So zooming in, you will notice I only have one dot right there, one dot right there. This branch has a dot at the end and then also right there. So main branches have a whole line. Skinnier branches just have tiny, teeny little dots. You'll notice that nothing's on my table. I was able to glue this using just a very little amount of glue. Right, so we'll zoom back out. I'm going to grab this with one hand. Okay. And now what I want to do is grab one of the main branches in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to grab it up here. I'm going to start by putting it down at the bottom of the paper. Okay. And then I'm going to let it fall. Okay. And then I'm going to tap it down. Okay. Again, it's all the way down at the bottom. And then for the last step for this video, we're going to finish it in the next video. For the last step, we're going to place the moon somewhere in this sky. It could be low, it could be high, it could be over here. Don't glue it on top of your tree, okay? So we're gonna put it somewhere in this space over here. So I'm gonna flip it over, move my art book up. I never wanna glue on top, okay? Because you're gonna end up getting glue all over your picture. So I grab it, I'm gonna bring it down here. I just added glue in a circle around the outside edge. I'm gonna put it down. Okay. And ta-da, there is one hill, one tree, one moon. All right. For the next video, which if you are a virtual learner, I want you to go right into that and hit play and then do those extra steps. My in-person are a little bit further behind. So there we are. Watch the next video.